Your true self isn't something you find, it's something you uncover. Too often we go through life believing that our true potential is hiding somewhere external, waiting for a promotion, a title, a relationship, or a magical event to bring it into focus. But the truth is, the answers are already within you. Your brilliance, your strength, your gifts, they are all there, buried under the layers of fear, doubt, and hesitation. These layers didn't appear overnight. They were built through years of conditioning, failures, comparisons, and moments when you were told you weren't enough. Each time you hesitated instead of taking that bold leap, another mask was added. Every time you chose to play small because you feared rejection or criticism, another layer formed. These masks hide your true self, not because they are more powerful than you, but because you've forgotten to question their presence. But here's the game changer: those masks were never truly you. You didn't come into this world scared to shine. When you were a child, you didn't second guess your curiosity, your joy, your enthusiasm. You embraced everything with authenticity. Somewhere along the way, life's pressures made you forget who you are at your core. Now is the time to reclaim the truth. To unmask your potential, you must first confront the fears and doubts that weigh you down. Start by asking yourself, who am I really? What do I want? Not what society says I should want, but what my heart is yearning for. Removing the mask takes courage because it requires honesty. It means facing the moments when you've pretended, played it safe, or avoided the mirror altogether. But let me tell you something powerful. The courage to face yourself is what unlocks your freedom. When you dare to look beyond the surface, to strip away the labels and let go of the need for approval, you rediscover a version of yourself you might have thought was lost. This is where your potential begins to shine. Without the weight of self-doubt, you are free to dream again, to take risks, and to act without fear of judgment. You step into a version of yourself that is unstoppable, a version that no longer apologizes for wanting more, for dreaming bigger, and for making your unique mark on the world. And here's the most incredible part: unmasking your potential isn't just for you. When you rise, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage gives others permission to find their own. Your authenticity becomes a ripple that creates change in your family, your community, and beyond. Remember this: you already have everything you need inside you. The world is waiting, not for the version of you that's hidden behind fear, but for the real you, the one bursting with passion, creativity, and strength. Now remove the mask and step boldly into the limitless potential that's been waiting for you all along. We often wear the identity others have given us: friend, employee, spouse, parent, or even leader. These roles serve a purpose. They anchor us in a social world filled with expectations, responsibilities, and relationships. But here's the question that shakes things up: who are you beyond those titles? Think about it. When someone asks, who are you, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Most of us default to roles or jobs, family titles, or affiliations. I'm an accountant, I'm a mother, I'm a coach. While these identities might define parts of what you do, they do not encompass the totality of who you are. The truth is, we're so much more than the labels others place upon us or the roles we assume. But why do we cling to these identities? Because they're comfortable. They provide structure and make us feel like we belong. Yet, over time, these roles can become cages, confining us to others' expectations and limiting our own sense of self. Have you ever felt like you were living someone else's version of your life? Like the choices you're making are not yours, but driven by the need to fulfill what others want or expect of you. This happens when we prioritize the external over the internal, allowing ourselves to be defined by others' perceptions. Breaking free from these false identities starts with introspection. Ask yourself, when all the noise fades, when I'm alone with my thoughts, who am I? What matters to me truly? These questions might feel uncomfortable because they force you to look beyond the mask and confront what's underneath. To rediscover the unique force within you, you must shed the layers that no longer serve your growth. This isn't about rejecting relationships or responsibilities. It's about reclaiming your agency within them. You can be a devoted parent or partner and still pursue your individuality. You can excel in your career while refusing to let it define your worth. This journey isn't always easy. When you begin to break free from these identities, you may face resistance. People around you might not understand why you no longer fit into the mold they've placed you in. And that's okay. You don't need their approval to align with your truth. Real transformation starts when you become more committed to your growth and to their comfort. So who are you beyond the roles? You are a creator, a dreamer, a visionary. You are a person with a unique story and a purpose that cannot be contained by a single label. It's time to stop asking, who do they need me to be, and start asking, who was I born to be? Break free. Live authentically. The world is waiting for you. The search for your true self starts when you stop chasing perfection. For too long, we've been sold a lie that to be successful, loved, or respected, we have to be perfect. The perfect student, the perfect parent, the perfect professional. This illusion of perfection is exhausting, and worse, it's unattainable. Perfection isn't just a goal, it's a trap that keeps us from becoming who we truly are. Here's the truth: your imperfections are not flaws. They're not weaknesses to be hidden or erased. They are the unique markers of your humanity, the fingerprints of your journey. Every scar, every stumble, every story etched into your life is proof that you've lived, learned, and grown. These marks are what set you apart. They are the pieces of your authenticity, the very things that make you you. We live in a world that celebrates polished exteriors. On social media, we see highlight reels of others' lives filled with curated moments of success and joy. It's easy to compare and feel like we're not measuring up. But what if I told you that the most magnetic and inspiring people are not those who seem flawless, but those who are unapologetically real? They don't pretend to be perfect, they own their imperfections, and in doing so, they connect deeply with others. To embrace your imperfections, you must first change the way you see them. Instead of viewing them as barriers, see them as bridges. They bridge the gap between you and the world, reminding others that they too don't need to be perfect to be worthy. When you own your struggles and vulnerabilities, you give others permission to do the same. You create a space where authenticity thrives and connections deepen. But let's be clear, embracing imperfections doesn't mean settling. It doesn't mean you stop striving for growth or abandon your dreams. It means you pursue those dreams with self-compassion, understanding that mistakes and missteps are part of the process. When you fail, it doesn't mean you're broken, it means you're brave. Think of the most beautiful pieces of art, music, or literature. They often stem from imperfection, from raw, unpolished expressions of the human experience. The Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold, teaches us a powerful lesson: the cracks don't diminish the object's value, they enhance it. The same is true for you. The moment you stop chasing the impossible standard of perfection, you unlock courage. Courage to try new things, knowing you might fail. Courage to show up, knowing you won't be perfect, but will still be enough. And most importantly, the courage to simply be yourself, flaws, quirks, and all. Imagine how freeing it would feel to release the pressure of perfection. Imagine living a life where you're not constantly editing yourself, but instead fully expressing who you are. When you embrace your imperfections, you step into your power and your story. And when you live authentically, you inspire others to embrace theirs, creating a ripple of authenticity and connection. In a world that never stops shouting social media notifications, opinions of others, and the constant buzz of daily life, it's easy to lose touch with the one voice that truly matters: your inner voice. That voice is always there, speaking softly, guiding you, and whispering truths about who you really are and what you are meant to be. But it's drowned out by the noise of the world around you, and often by your own doubts and fears. Silencing the noise takes intention. You must choose to step away from distractions, turn off your phone, sit in stillness, create space to connect with yourself. At first, it might feel uncomfortable. The quiet can seem deafening because you're not used to it, but when you lean in, you'll realize that in the quiet, something beautiful emerges: the steady, unwavering whisper of your soul. Your inner voice is not the critic inside your head. It's not the judgmental thoughts that tell you what you should be doing, or the fear that says you're not enough. No, your inner voice is that deep knowing that resides within you. It's the part of you that understands what feels right, even when the world tells you otherwise. It's the compass that points you toward your true north, giving you clarity and purpose when you feel lost. The key to unlocking this guidance is trust. You must trust that your inner voice knows the path, even when you can't see the entire journey. Trusting it means taking that first step without needing to see the staircase. It means letting go of the need for external validation and instead finding validation within yourself. When you trust your inner voice, you'll discover a deeper sense of clarity. Decisions become less about what others want and more about what aligns with your truth. Your actions gain a sense of purpose, and you no longer feel like you're wandering aimlessly. You're on a path uniquely yours, one that feels authentic and fulfilling. But let's be honest, it's not always easy. The world will challenge your inner voice. People will try to impose their opinions, telling you what's right for you. Fear will creep in, whispering doubts and sowing confusion. This is why it's so important to nurture your connection with yourself daily. Make time to reflect, to journal, to meditate. The stronger your connection to your inner voice, the louder it becomes and the harder it is for outside noise to shake you. Here's the beauty of listening to your inner voice. When you follow it, you not only find your own path, but also inspire others to find theirs. You show them what it means to live authentically and with purpose. The world doesn't need more people following the crowd. It needs people brave enough to follow the call within. So take a moment today, just one, to sit with yourself and listen. What is your inner voice trying to tell you? Trust it. Act on it. It will never lead you astray. True fulfillment isn't found in success or wealth alone. It's found in living a life that reflects your values. Your values are the foundation of who you are. They are the guiding principles that light your way even in the darkest moments. When you align your life with your values, every decision becomes clearer and every action resonates with authenticity. But here's the problem. Too often, we get caught up in living lives that reflect others' values instead of our own. Maybe it's the values of your family, your workplace, or society at large. They tell you what you should prioritize, how you should live, and what success should look like. And without realizing it, you adopt these values as your own, even if they conflict with who you truly are. Living out of alignment creates a feeling of unease, like something's always missing. You might have accomplishments, but they feel hollow. You might have a busy life, but it feels unfulfilling. That's a sign that it's time to realign. To live aligned with your values, start by identifying them. What truly matters to you? Is it honesty, compassion, growth, freedom? Take a moment to reflect on the principles that ignite your heart and inspire your actions. Once you've identified them, ask yourself a tough but necessary question. Am I living in a way that honors these values? If not, what needs to change? Here's where the magic happens. When your actions line up with your values, something profound occurs. You experience a sense of integrity where your inner world matches your outer life. Challenges no longer feel insurmountable because you're grounded in your truth. Success feels meaningful because it aligns with who you are, not who the world says you should be. This isn't about perfection. Living aligned with your values doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes or stray from the path. It means committing to the journey of self-awareness and recalibration. When you do slip, don't punish yourself. Use it as an opportunity to reassess and course correct. Remember, living a values-aligned life isn't just a gift to yourself, it's a gift to others. When you stand firm in your truth, you become a role model for authenticity. You show others that it's possible to live with purpose and integrity, and you create a ripple effect of positive change. Your values are your compass. Follow them and you'll never lose your way. Take the time to reconnect with what matters most and commit to living a life that truly reflects who you are. That is where real fulfillment begins. True happiness doesn't come from external achievements, fleeting pleasures, or what others think of you. It comes from living in alignment with your values. When your actions mirror your deepest beliefs, your life begins to flow with a sense of purpose, authenticity, and power that no external recognition can match. But what does it mean to live aligned with your values? It means allowing your beliefs to guide you, not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's hard. Your values are like a personal compass. They point you in the right direction, even when the path is unclear or when external pressures try to pull you off course. However, in the busyness of modern life, it's easy to lose sight of this compass. We get caught up in expectations of society, our families, or our workplace, and in that blur, we can start living by default. aligning with what's demanded of us rather than what truly matters to us. To change that, we must pause and reflect, what are my values? Is it integrity, family, growth, freedom, or contribution? Whatever yours are, they are as unique as your fingerprint, shaped by your experiences, dreams, and innermost desires. If you've never taken the time to articulate them, now is the moment to start. Clarity about your values is the first step toward aligning your life with them. Once you know your values, ask yourself the next important question: am I living in a way that honors these values? If your answer is yes, congratulations, you are already on the path to authentic happiness. But if your answer is no, it's a call to realign. Living aligned with your values doesn't mean you won't face challenges. In fact, staying true to your values is often hardest when you're tested. You might be tempted to cut corners, compromise for convenience, or stay silent to avoid conflict. But here's the truth: every time you choose to honor your values, even when it's uncomfortable, you grow stronger, you strengthen your integrity, and deepen the connection to your true self. This alignment brings extraordinary clarity. Decisions become easier because your values serve as a filter. Opportunities that don't align with your values no longer tempt you, no matter how attractive they may seem on the surface. Your actions become intentional, not reactionary, and with every step you take that resonates with your beliefs, you feel an undeniable sense of power because you know you're living truthfully. Let me be clear: living by your values doesn't mean your life will be perfect. There will still be struggles, detours, and setbacks, but the difference is this: when you live authentically, even in tough times, you'll have the unshakable confidence that you're on the right path. You'll find fulfillment not because you've avoided challenges, but because you've navigated them with courage and purpose. When you live in alignment with your values, you create a ripple effect. Your authenticity inspires others to live with integrity. Your courage to stay true to yourself motivates others to rediscover their own beliefs. In this way, you don't just transform your life, you transform the lives of everyone you touch. So start today. Reflect on what truly matters to you. Commit to making decisions, big and small, that reflect your values. It's not always the easiest path, but it's the only one that leads to the happiness and fulfillment you deserve. When you live aligned with your values, you don't just live, you thrive. And in thriving, you become the person you were always meant to be. When you discover your true self, something extraordinary happens. You tap into a power so unique, so undeniable, that it transforms not just your world, but the world of everyone around you. This power is not external. It's not granted by a title, a bank balance, or the applause of others. It comes from within. It's the energy that flows freely when you embrace who you truly are, without pretense, without limits, and without fear. But how do you unleash this power? First, you must recognize that it's already inside you. Too often, we think power is something we need to acquire through more education, more experience, or more connections. While growth is essential, the truth is that you already have the core ingredients to create the life you dream of. What's holding you back is the layers of doubt, fear, and conditioning that hide this potential from view. To unleash your true power, you must first connect with your authentic self. Start by asking, who am I at my core? What drives me, excites me, and lights me up? What values do I hold most dear? The answers to these questions form the foundation of your personal power, because your strength comes from living in alignment with your truth. Next, confront what's holding you back. Is it the fear of failure? The weight of other people's expectations? The stories you tell yourself about why you're not ready or not worthy? Recognize these as illusions. They are not the truth of who you are. Your power emerges when you look these fears in the eye and choose to act anyway. Stepping into your true power isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. Authenticity is magnetic. When you stop trying to be what you think others want and start embracing who you genuinely are, you radiate confidence, courage, and clarity. People are drawn to this energy because it's rare in a world filled with pretense. Your authenticity gives others permission to be real too. This is why discovering and unleashing your true power is not a selfish act, it's a gift to the world. The more you embrace your uniqueness, the more you contribute to those around you. Think about the people who have inspired you the most. Chances are they weren't perfect, but they were authentic. They embraced their individuality, flaws and all. And in doing so, they gave you hope, courage, and motivation. So the question isn't whether you have this power, it's whether you're ready to embrace it. The time to unleash your true power is now. Step into your authenticity, break free from limitations, and let your light shine. The world is waiting for you to transform it.